Just sit right back and hear it. Whoever got that thing, you gather around and not to drink. You give your point of view. As man is a pound by, he shows that he has fun. And by our hopes and down below, God must be restored. God must be restored. Yeah, Rocky keeps me, he often gets his say. And just like he knows the girl, he'll never get his way. Never get his way. The Mad Dragon podcast is your journey of the sea. With his man and on to the moon. And equity and cocoa. Just the star. Ansel and the other crew. Here on the Mad Dragon podcast.
G'day, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast for Tuesday, the 12th of March, proudly sponsored to you by Complete Warehouse Solutions. So as we preview our Run 2 game against the Dolphins this weekend, Big T, how do you feel after round one? Oh, I think we've lost Big T. Big T? So how's your
Yes,
vibe
mate,
feeling
sorry.
after? How do you feel after the round one win against the Titans going into this week?
Oh, mate, I'm feeling a little bit chuffed about it. It's again, like I said the other day, it was against the Titans, and I've picked them to run in the bottom four. So you're running with a little bit of confidence, and the way the Dolphins played last week, it gives you a bit more confidence. Yeah, it's good.
Yep. Okay, Muzz. So talk us through the team that Flano has named this week.
Hey guys, Folly back on again. Can you hear me okay now?
Yep, gotcha.
Beautiful. All right, all sorted. Okay, yeah, so a few changes from last week. Tyrell Sloan, of course, back at the back. Lomax and Rava on the wings. Bird and Sully in the centres. Halves pairing of Flanagan and Hunt. Front row, Molo, Little, and Blake Laurie. Blocker makes a return. Tom Eisenhuth and Jaden Sewer. Then to see second row and JDB blocking the scrum. Interchange players, we've got Connor, Mulhausen, Michael Milo, Big Raymond, Vitala Mariner, and return of Lucio Luwailua. So reserves for Fida, Christian Tupalulu, Lutu, Jesse Marsky, and Ben Masala, and Hame Saleh, who's still under an injury cloud.
Thank you, Mazza. So we just we've had a bit of a problem with our Dolphins fan. He's struggling he's having technical problems, so we may have to discuss the team ourselves. But I will hand over to Big T anyway, and we'll do this little segment. Okay.
I think Jesse's frozen up there. A few problems tonight. Oh, well, there you go. I'm Tom Big T, and this is Beyond the More. Here we go. Let's go.
Okay, over to you, Big T.
Yeah, technical difficulties there. I'm Big T, and this is Beyond Enemy Lines. We did have a guest to come on, but he's having problems getting on, so I'll answer my own questions. I'll just run through the Titans team, the Dolphins team, sorry. You got Hamas Tabuai Fido at the back, Jermaine Osako and Jack Bostock on the wings. Poor old Jack Bostock the first time we played him. Averillo and Farnsworth at a 3 and 4. Katie Nicodemus, 5'8", Isaiah Katoa. A very interesting selection there. At number 7, Jesse Bromwich, Jeremy Marshall-King, and Thomas Flegler up front. Felice Kafusi, an ex-Dragon, ex-Warrior, ex-everything. Ewan Aitken in the back row. Max Plath locks the scrum. Kerr, Kenny Bromwich, Nichols, and Wallace on the bench. 18th man, Kurt Donahue, and the super coach, Wayne Bennett. All right. We haven't got a guest today. So, Jesse, my first question was, hang on, I want to find it. I'm an old school mate on paper.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thomas Flegler, Herbie Farnsworth, and Jacob Arule signed. Three fairly good players. Flegler and Farnsworth are far more advanced than Averilo. What do you think they bring to the Dolphins team from last year?
They bring a lot more experience and some depth into the squad. Flegler was probably one of the best front rowers in the comp all year last year. Farnworth, one of the best centers, and then Averillo, we know its speed and the excitement. What a exciting player he is to the team as well. I was actually surprised that he wasn't picked for round 1, and then Wayne Bennett's obviously made some changes for round 2. He'd be disappointed with their big loss to the Cowboys on Sunday. So he was obviously very disappointed with that, and he wanted to make a statement and see how these new players would go. And I think Flegler and Farnworth will be some very handy additions to him, and their gain is the Broncos' loss.
That's correct. Yeah, I think you look at them last week, and they were bad without being good, if you could say that. I was going to say, my next question was, and I'll answer this one. 2023 started well until you got the Dragons and you got flogged. You got absolute very poor start to 24. You got flogged by the Cowboys, 43-18. What went wrong? I'm going to say they turned up. So that's all that went wrong for them. They turned up. So hopefully this week when they turn up, they'll get beaten again. Muzza, if you can answer this one. Aitken, Katoa, Averillo in. Lemuelu, Stone out. Sean O'Sullivan and Tessie New dropped to extended bench. Different team than last week. Will they beat the Dragons?
No, not a chance. Not a chance, BT. Look, I didn't see a lot of the Dolphins game, to be honest. I haven't seen a big wrap-up of it all, but, you're not asking a Dolphins fan now, you're asking us, so I don't think there's a chance in hell we lose this game. We've got to go in with the same confidence as we did last week.
That's right.
I think we saw it with the way the boys backed up in the second half after all that pressure in the first half. They've only got to do that again, and we get over the Dolphins easily.
I think so too. It's a very different team than last week. They got 5 or 6 changes. Sean O'Sullivan, he was a revelation for them last year, wasn't he? So he's been dropped to extended bench. So looks like Mr. Bennett's cracking the whip early.
Yeah, O'Sullivan's a strange one, I think. Without seeing the game, but just on sort of past performances. It's a really strange one, but it gives Ben Hunt probably the opportunity to, roll over the young gun and, hopefully teach him a thing or two.
Yeah.
Well, that was on show last week when the Titans had inexperienced halves in the Titans last week. We had Tanner Boyd and Tom Weaver. So Isaiah Katoa is another inexperienced half.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, well, just hopefully, like I said, hopefully Ben Hunt can expose that, and obviously Plano run off him.
I think he actually popped them, didn't they?
Our good mate Hasman has come on.
Oh, that was a very quick one.
Need the same intensity with less errors?
Yeah,
Someone
pretty much what we just said. Hasman.
Yeah.
Good on
I
you.
agree.
Yeah, absolutely. The intensity has to be there, and like I said, all we've got to do
change his name
is play like that second half, and there's no way the Dolphins should be able to beat us.
Anything else, Big T?
No. I think this time of the day that I normally walk down memory lane. I think it's a bit earlier than normal. We normally talk. We talked to Blaze for about 25 minutes last week. Paul Blaze, did you see his video? The poor man.
Yes, he's
was
very
crying.
deflated.
He wasn't happy. He was fucking the
No.
world.
Didn't want to talk to
He
anyone.
was very deflated. Well, hopefully they can bounce back. But
Wasn't it great to
They've got
see?
the bye this week.
no, didn't
They've got the
even
bye.
come good on his bet.
At least, hey Blaze, if you're watching, at least the Titans have
Oh, they
their
have.
2 points.
Maybe they get some points.
They get their 2 points this week.
Well, yeah, that's right. They get 2 points. Just like Tigers got last week. Well, we normally take a walk down memory lane, and we've only got one good memory from playing the Dolphins. We won one and lost one last year. But again, we're down to windy Wollongong. It was very windy that day. 16,500 fans. Referee was Mr. G. Sutton. Oh, I wonder how we're going to go on this one. Dolphins managed to get the first try. 6-0 the Dolphins. Yeah, don't worry about that. 1 minute later, Dragons scored. Jacob Little dives over from dummy half. 6-all. Lockalori crashes over. He's his third career try, the first at Belmore. Then he had one at Cogwa. Now he's got one at Wollongong. So good on your blocker. He's got 3 tries now. Dolphins penalty, 12-8 at half time. All right. No, we're on this side. Paper everywhere. 2 minutes after that, 2 minutes after resumption, Junior Monet dribbles the ball through. And the ball bounces around in the Ingo like a monkey on cocaine. Bamboozles Hammer. Zach Lomas swoops like a seagull on a chip, snatches the ball, try Dragons, 16-8. The 27th minute, Moses Emboy runs from dummy half, passes to Hunt. Hunt dives over, pretty easy try. The defence wasn't even there. 16-8 after the kick. 27th minute, I've done that one. It's not over yet, guys. 5 minutes later. My favourite 2 moments of this game happened in the 61st and 67th minute, I think. Rava gets the ball and absolutely cement trucks poor old Jack Bostock. Ex-Dragon Jack Bostock. Wasn't good for our side, so we sent him to the Dolphins. And Rava just owned him that day. 2 great tries, just two tries that pumped him. And Mark Nichols interferes with Tyrell Sloan, and Tyrell Sloan gets sent. Nichols gets sent to the sin bin. Dragons score shortly after that. Straight off the penalty, it was Jack Bostock got owned by Rava again, so that was his second try. Then Hammer Seifer scored a try. Made it 32-12. Dragons' last try, 7th of the game, came in the 74th minute. Josh Kerr offloads to Sloan. Sloan just breaks the defence. There was no defence. Straight through, scores under the post. Full time, Dragons 38, Dolphins 12. What a game. Dolphins beat us up later in the season. But as I always say, Jesse, the rest is history. Back to you, mate.
Thank you, Big T, for that walk down memory lane. As you said, it's just only a short walk because we've only had 2 games against
the Dolphins
in their short history. But anyway, we'll move on to discussion about our team now. So I'll go over to you, Muzz. So very minimal changes made by Flano, but the expected return of Blake Laurie and Luciano Leilua. Was this the team you were expecting Flano to name?
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any doubt that those 3 were going to be named in there somewhere. It's just a matter of what happens at the 48-hour cutoff, I guess, with who he goes with. And like I said, Cello's probably still 50-50. There's a good chance he won't play anyway, so headaches are a little bit less with only 2. But certainly expect Lucio to come in there somewhere. And obviously, I think if Blake's 100% fit, he'll start in the front row. Like everybody said last week, really, really hard to change a winning team. When we win like that, with that performance in the second half. But those are names that have got to come fit back in somewhere. But I think you'll probably see the likes of Murdoch Masala drop out, which I think he already has, into the reserves there. And unfortunate for Billy Army Fafita. He didn't get too long to prove himself, but he'll probably be a casualty of those three guys coming back in. But yeah, pretty much expected that's the squad he would have picked.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, obviously those two players were going to return, and then, as you said, Jaime Sele is 50-50, but I imagine if he's fit, he should be pushing and probably could be a very late inclusion.
If he's still 50-50 now, there's no point even entertaining the thought of playing him, not with the guys that ran around the weekend. If it's saying he's 50-50 today, leave it another week.
100%. I mean, if we got guys 100%, and there's players there that do the job, there's no need to rush Jaime Sele this early in the season. Well, we just alluded on this, but I'll go to you, Big T, anyway. So Viliami Fafita and Ben Murdoch-Masila are the ones to miss out. They dropped to the extended bench. Do you think this was the right call by Flano, or do they deserve to keep their spot?
Oh, they only both played 15 minutes last week, so it was pointless them being on the field. But I think, you had to bring Luciano straight back in, Blake Laurie straight back in, Jaime Sele, you're saying 50-50. You had to bring him in. So those are the only two players. Michael Molo had an absolute blinder last week. He ran for 154 metres or something. So 124, sorry. But yeah, you had to bring Luch and you had to bring Blake Laurie back in there. Two of the best forwards we got.
Yeah, 100%. And then you look at it, Jaime Sele, if he's another one that's fit, obviously he comes straight back into the team. And I was impressed with players like Raymond Fatala-Mariner. He looked damaging every time he had the ball. He had offloads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and he was threatening. He made the Titans have nightmares all night, and I thought he was really impressive. If Laurie is unavailable again, I'm sure Raymond Fatala-Mariner could do a job in the run on side as well again. And it's another head scratcher that I couldn't see why the Bulldogs let Raymond Fatala-Mariner go. He's been a real handy pickup for us, and yeah, he did the job on the weekend. Hopefully, he has more games like that in the Red V.
Well, with the Bulldogs letting him go, they've let every single player from 2 years ago go. So they haven't got the same team from 2 years ago. So, and the team's still shit now. So,
yeah,
crap.
and then you look at their performance on the weekend, that you can see no improvement in the side. Yeah, you can, Mugs. You can, Muzz. I just got your message.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a good bit later.
Yep. So there's been a lot of talk about Zach Lomax unhappy on the wing, Muzz. What's your take on it? Do you think he has to? Do you think he has a right to complain to Flano, or should he suck it up and do what's best for the team and what Flano asks of him?
Mate, first and foremost, I don't think anybody's seen or heard a comment or anything from Lomax himself. So far, all I can see is just all media bullshit. There's indicators that it has happened, but he hasn't come out and said it. So I don't really want to comment on what I think about like Zach Lomax and what he said, because I haven't seen him or heard anything he said. If it's true, if he has said it, like we went through this with the Ben Hunt crap last year. If he has said it and he does, I think we've got to go the same way as Ben Hunt, and he's just got to do what Flano wants him to do. I mean, obviously he proved on the weekend he can do that, and without a doubt, he can excel at that. But like I said, I haven't heard anything. I don't think anybody's seen anything that Lomax has supposedly have said, allegedly said, and if he has, well, he's got to suck it up. But again, until I see it,
I agree.
It's
Yeah, I mean, some commentators even mentioned that Lomax's performance the other night was.
Totally agree.
If he keeps that performance up,
something Johnny was saying.
It's warranted a Blues jumper if he keeps this form up this year.
Absolutely, and he's not going to get it in the centres.
Well, he wouldn't make a centre blue anyway. He wouldn't make it in the centres.
Yeah,
No.
and he made a career high meters of 200.
Donny was talking last week about centre money and fullback money.
Yeah. Well, he's reportedly on 800 grand. I don't know how true that is or not, but as Donny said,
that's right. Yeah,
we don't know what price they're officially on. But if Lomax's spot in the team is best on the wing, if Flano thinks that, then I back Flano's decision. If we're winning games and Lomax is playing on the wing as in part of those winning games, who are we to question what Flano wants to do for the team and it's working? Why change it?
Regardless of what money he's on that money for the rest of his contract anyway. So if he's given us those performances on the wing, then, we're not complaining about anything.
That's right. And then it's you could say he doesn't get his ball as much. People said that, but you could see how much he was involved. I mean, yes, he had a few errors from tracing those aerial kicks from Hunt, but if he can catch those 9 times out of 10, those tries will come off, and we won't be complaining about that, and we'll see how he goes for the rest of the year. But yeah, if he can just learn to suck it up and take it to chin and do the job for the team, we'll all be happy.
Yeah, look, I'll just have a quick comment on what Mark's just written up there. Come on, fellas.
Yeah, if he wants fullback money, he's going to go.
Yeah, I think Big T's just lagging a bit there, I think, bud. But yeah, he's saying where there's smoke, there's fire. Look, that's true. But like I said, we haven't seen it yet, and that's just my personal opinion, Mark. I haven't heard or seen anything, and until I do, I'll keep my judgment till then.
Yep. Obviously, I watched this space thing and maybe chat about that a little bit later. So Big T. So our spine of Sloan, Flanagan, Hunt, and Little all seem to combine well against the Titans. Were you surprised at how well they went, being their first game together? And will that have them in good stead, especially with the likes of Hunt and Flanagan up against the inexperience of Isaiah Katoa, which was on show last week with Tom Weather at the Titans?
Sorry, can you say that again, Jess?
So what did you think of our spine, how their first game together of Sloan, Flanagan, Hunt and Little? They all seemed to combine well in their first game. Were you surprised at how well they went? Do you think this has them in good stead against some inexperienced halves led by Isaiah Katoa? We did have that advantage last week with young Tom Weaver, only one first grade game under his belt. So do you think that has us a good stead for this game against the Dolphins?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're Cody Nickerem is an aging player. He's a good player and he plays well every now and then. Isaiah Katoa's a young bloke, a couple of years in. So hopefully Hunt and Flanagan can use their experience to get over top of them. But our spine was sensational. Sloan scored 3 tries. Little scored a try. Flanagan scored a try. Did Ben Hunt score? Can't remember now.
No, he didn't.
But if it's not, 3 of the 4 scored. So he scored, didn't he?
Ben Hunt didn't score, no.
Yeah, Ben Hunt scored, didn't he? I don't know. I can't remember.
No, he didn't.
No, so 3 from 4. That's pretty good. If they could do it again next week.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hunt scores a couple, that'll be nice.
I mean, you look at the team.
Yeah, but I think the experience of our halves.
Yep.
Oh, I seen it in the South game. I seen how well we could play in the South game. In the South game, in the Charity Shield, we couldn't get an end pass to stick. The final decision was wrong. Against the Tigers, we seen for 65, 70 minutes that they could score tries. We scored some good tries.
And talk to each other. Yeah.
And now we go again. Did you see Sloan? Sloan on the weekend. He was screaming at the back.
Yep.
Did we
looked like he was enjoying his footy.
Sloan? No. So Flanagan's got in there and say, "You're the fucking boss out there."
Talk to them.
Oh, you look at Slater, you look at Tedesco, you look at any of the top. That's right. He's got to tell his defensive line where the gaps are, where the holes are.
Yep. Yep, where
He's
they've
got
got
to
to
tell
be.
them to spread to the left, spread to the right. That's his job. So, he was screaming on the weekend. So Flanagan's got in his ear and told him, "You're running the team, son. You're running the team from the back in defence, in attack, in defence. In attack, it goes to Flanagan and Hunt. But in defence, he's got to tell everyone where to go. So, and Sloan again. We were talking about Sloan before. I was saying last year, he needs to be behind the ruck. He needs to run behind the ruck. Look what happens. He scores 3 tries because he's there, because he gets an offload. In that first game last year, he got the offload from Kerr and scored the try. So, now our spine's fine. I think we keep them as they are.
Looks like you got a fan there, Big T. Guy too. Says Big T is a legend.
Thanks, Guy, too. I watched the movie as well. What's that one
Lisa
about?
Marie
Guy?
Cooper said
sure.
had try assists, so he
2
had a hand
tries.
in
That's right, Lisa.
So he didn't score them, but he set some
Oh,
up and
mate,
put us in
our
a
spine
position.
played fantastic against the Titans.
Yeah.
Our spine played fantastic against the Titans. Hopefully they can do it again this week.
Yeah, hopefully they can. They'll have to be wary of a Dolphins bounce back because I think Wayne Bennett will have them fired up for this one. Well, this question was originally meant for Coco, but she's not on, so I'll throw it to you, Muzz. So Flano expressed his frustration about our errors against the Titans. So up against Wayne Bennett's Dolphins this week, do you think Wayne will make us pay for it if we have that many errors again, or do you think Flano will address that at training this week?
Well, it'll certainly be addressed at training. I don't, Flano's no mug. He knows what he's doing. If we were up against the Panthers, Storm, Roosters, maybe Sharks, I'd probably say it'd probably be a worry, and they could probably turn it around pretty quick. But we're up against another bottom 8 side, bottom 6 side maybe. I don't think Bennett's enough to turn them around that much, to be honest. I think that showed last week. If Bennett was enough, they would have performed a lot better against the Cowboys. But no, I don't think Bennett will be enough to turn them around. And like I said, Flano knows what he's doing. He's already addressed it, and he'll be addressing it all week. And the boys will know that they've got to play 2 halves to compete with the top sides, with the better sides.
Yeah, Ian Johnson raises a good point that we did beat the Titans well, that was round 2. We had the bye in round 1, and then we got rolled in the last 10 minutes against the Broncos. I mean, we were right in that game, and I think we were leading with 10 to go, and then they bring on a bloke named Payne Haas, and he runs through the middle of us, and then the rest is history. The Broncos score 4 tries in the last 10 to beat us. So that's history. We moved on from that. Different team, different coaching staff. It's a whole new team, and we're not dwelling on the past. We're looking ahead and living in the present. So looking at the Dolphins side, Big T, so where do you think the attacking threats are, and where do you think the Dolphins could cause us some trouble?
I think they're going to trouble in the forwards. The forwards and the bench. The bench is terrible. 3 of their players are over the age of 30 on the bench. They've got 2 or 3 starting forwards over 30. So I think they're going to get tired. I think we'll beat them through the forwards this week.
Yeah, talk about that. There's that physical game that we've been playing. I think the way we played last week, we were throwing the ball around. I haven't seen a Dragons side throw the ball around that much in a long, long time. And that was some exciting. You got to play that bit of ad-lib football in today's game, and the way we did
that's
play.
Exactly right.
And that was a very exciting game.
If our forwards can get over the top of them, I think our halves are going to absolutely smash. Our centers are going to run all over them. And Rava's going to score 10 tries. Not 10, but he might score a couple. But no, I think if we can get over him in the forwards, I think we'll have them.
Yeah, no, 100%. That you look at it. Obviously, I think looking at the two sides, I think the Dolphins might be a little bit better than the Titans because of the players they do have. But yeah, and they're different kettle of fish as well. But you look at it, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins come out firing early and try and unsell us. But if we can get it together and have that resilience that we did have against the Titans and wipe out those errors, I think we do have another chance of grabbing those 2 points yet again. So we'll go into have a look at this one. Just give me a sec. I'll bring up this and talk a little bit about someone that debuted over the weekend.
What are we doing?
Okay, I'll bring it up. Where is it? Okay, there. Okay.
Someone made their debut on the weekend, so he's going to do the drive of fame from the top down to the bottom.
This is for Billy Armors and Peter at training today. They got a drive for fame.
What's he doing?
There's no parking.
So yeah, well done to Billy Army for Feeder on his debut over the weekend, and hopefully many more games for him to come in the top grade. And then I'll bring up another one too. This was Flano's address for our game against the Titans. That was pretty direct.
Yep. If we come in more meters than them, we're a really good chance of winning. If we get all those three in green, we get at the 2 competition points.
That's just a bit of a preview. And that'll be Flano will be discussing that. The club will be bringing that up soon in a full video of that. So I haven't got Coco on for Coco's clashes tonight, but I'll move into some lower grades chat. So our lower grades, so on 2 p.m. Saturday, we have the New South Wales Cup. They'll be playing up against the Newcastle Knights down at Sid Parish Park at Fig Tree. That'll be preceded by the Jersey Flag. They'll also take on the Newcastle Knights at Sid Parish Park Fig Tree at 12:15 on Saturday. And then this, as I said, this this podcast is proudly sponsored by Complete Warehouse Solutions. So if you need any warehouse problems or would like any help with warehousing or leasing, anything like that, go see the team at go see Jeff and the team at 6 Commerce Drive in Lake Illawarra. Call him on 0417 223 409 and speak to him about what you may need in regards to warehouses. And yeah, he's your man, and give him a call anytime and he'll be able to help you out.
Well, they do everything. They do everything, Jess.
They do. Okay, I've just got Hasman joining the show. So
they buy and sell all the equipment as well. So get onto them. Do you want to move?
Want to move? Looking at doing warehousing. Yeah, Jeff is your man. And moving on with the junior reps. So we got.
Yep.
So we've got the it's a bit of an inter-club battle this week. So in the junior reps, we've got in the SG, the Harold Mats, we got the Dragons up against the Steelers, 11 a.m. at Cogra on Saturday. At 12:30 in the Lisa Fayola Cup, the Dragons and the Steelers again. The Tartagal Cup, 2 p.m., the Dragons up against the Steelers. And 3:30 in the SG Ball Cup, it's the Dragons up against the Steelers again. So if you're not doing anything this Saturday afternoon, head out to Cogra for a bit of a local derby. Our two junior bases going head-to-head, the Steelers and the Dragons. Okay, we'll move into some sad news today. So we had the loss of Vale Tommy Berry. So he's passed away today. So some of you may remember him. I don't remember him, but I'm guessing you three panelists do remember him. They respects to Tommy Berry, who passed away last week. Berry coached the Dragons to under-23s premiership in 1987 and was a popular figure among players and supporters alike. Dragons coach Shane Flanning was a member of Berry's under-23 squad in 1987 and spoke very highly of him. Tommy was a great man and had a big influence of my life and career. I'm extremely thankful for the impact he had on me and the memories that we shared. I'm deeply saddened by his passing and pass on my very wishes to his loved ones. The St. George Illawarra Dragons send their condolences to Tommy's family and friends. So anyone of the panel know Tommy Berry and have any memories of Tommy Berry?
No, mate, no. Wasn't really sure back then. I only followed the first grade, didn't follow the Reggies. So, yeah, no. Sorry,
Okay.
Tom. Sorry, Tommy's family. Sorry about that. Sorry to hear. Yeah. But don't forget, we're brought to you by Complete Warehouse Solutions. For all your warehouse needs.
Yep, that's it. And before we go to that, we'll move on and have a look at some Jersey flag highlights.
Is everybody frozen?
So this was on the weekend.
I hope I haven't frozen. I only just got on.
On their game against Melbourne Storm at Collings on the weekend.
Behind line, here, behind line. Go, 2. Going. Running.
Any day we beat the Storm's a good day. Doesn't matter what grade.
Well, that's a good try. Oh, he struggled to get there.
Momentum, he does not lift the ball. Momentum gets him to the line. Line. Go. Grounded, mate, grounded. Hold. Go, 4. Tastes good. Yeah, I'm happy. Keep going, still 2. Still 2.
Straight through.
Granny. Hold. Go.
Unfortunately, we don't have the benefit of Donny's commentary on this.
Granny. Get try line and hold. Go, 2. One coming.
Yep, shut the gate, he's away. I'll go out of the post, you dickhead. You've had plenty of time.
All the way, guys, 30. Hold. Stop. 2. Okay, I'll stop when I get it. 2. Grounding. Hold. Go. 3. One. 6. Good.
No, that's soft.
Behind line here, behind line. Go, 2. Going. Running. Good. Then 6. Where's Stanley? Hold. Go. Line down.
Oh, the Sixers had a good game.
Good pass. No momentum. He's not going to lift the ball. Momentum gets him the line.
I think that's it.
It's good tries there.
Yep. Anyway, the Dragons winning that game 36 points to
Yeah, good
14.
tries.
So the very dominant performance by them, and well done to the team for that. Okay. And we might move on to this. So we'll go into some news and views now. So it's a bit more. So we'll go into We've chatted about it before, but we'll go it again. So it's not Dragons related, but Spencer Leniu faced the judiciary last night. 8 weeks calling Ezra Man a monkey. What does everyone think? Fair call to get the 8 weeks, or do you think it was? Do you think he deserved 8 weeks? Was it a bit of harsh, or do you think he deserved more? What does everyone think?
No comment.
I think 8 weeks was fair. We talked about it being off the VOD, and we're saying in our day, Muzzer, it happened all the time, mate. We were called dogs, we were called everything, but we let it roll off our back. Different generation now. People are a bit more touchy. Get on the nerves a bit easier. You've got to have thick skin to play rugby league. You've got to play on a big field. You're attacking each other. You're belting each other. And what the names the Indigenous people call their own people is disgusting in my manner, in my thoughts. Some of the names they call each other is worse than what Linu called Ezra. So they have to fix that up first before they start picking on other people.
Yeah. Do you think 8 weeks is sufficient penalty though?
I said 4 to 10, so 6 to 7, 8 weeks is fine, but I think they've got to clean everything up.
Yep.
Not just
Yeah.
one race on the other. I'm talking about race to race.
Yeah. I mean, anytime
If
you
they
mention
want to pick on that, because one guy calls another guy something else, they're too touchy these days.
Yep. Matt Hasman, you have any thoughts on it?
No, I thought the penalty was, pretty fair. We shouldn't have got less, but I don't think getting any more than 8 weeks would have been a little bit over the top, I reckon. So, but hopefully, lesson learned, and it might send a message to the rest of the players that, just this sort of thing, even if in the heat of battle, it's just not on. It's not on.
100%. It's not just in footy; it's in our society of today, and you just got to be careful what you say to people, and whether you think it's a joke or not, they might not take it the same way, and you just got to be mindful of that, and just got to be careful before you open your mouth and say things that could upset people. So I'll move into our next segment now, which. Okay.
I think we've lost BT and Muzzer. I know Muzzer's back.
Oh, we won't be in here, has.
Big T's gone for another beer, I think.
Good on him.
Okay, so over to you, Muzz. So talk us through your multi for this week.
Thanks again for that great introduction, Donnie. Always gives me a good giggle. All right, yes, on to Muzz's multi. I hope nobody took any notice of mine last week, or last year for that matter. We obviously not got off to a good start again, but let's see how we go this week. We'll get some money for the Family of League sooner or later. Hopefully it's this week. So we're starting off with the Broncos and Rabbitohs game. First leg there, Jesse Arthur's at anytime try scorer. Didn't go over in the first week, so he's pretty consistent. So I think we get off to a good start there. The Sharkies and Bulldogs game, I'm tipping that to be a high scoring game, so 39.5 plus. I think the Sharkies will score that many just themselves. Panthers and Para, always a hard one to sort of tip head to head, so I've just gone with anytime try scorer there. Liam Martin, just for a bit of value. See him, he'll run off Luai for one of those wide tries that he's renowned for. And then the Raiders and Tigers, I think Raiders will probably win that. I'm going to say around 32 to. Has to be low because I picked under 43.5 anyway. So under 43.5 for the Raiders Tigers game total match points. So that's a 4-leg multi. Don't forget if you haven't bet this weekend, bet with your head not over it. You do win some, but you lose more. And like I said, anything we do win, if we do finally get up and win some, goes to the Family League, which is a great organisation that does a lot for ex-players, male and female. So get behind it if you can see that, or drop us. Anybody who's got any other multis that they think they want to throw them up in the comments throughout the week next week, and might just pick one, a random one, instead of going for mine if I keep losing.
Yeah, thank you, Muzza, for that. And just a reminder, we are sponsored again by Complete Warehouse Solutions. So for all your warehousing needs, Complete Warehouse Solutions they take care of anything needed for fit outs, refurbishment that makes goods for warehouse and lead spaces. They manage the entire process so you can focus on your business, customers, and doing what you do well. And they'll do that while you wait as well. So head on down to Complete Warehouse Solutions and give the team a call down there.
They have a service called Make Good, and they come in and just fix everything. They fix walls, they fix floors, they fix ceilings, they fix everything, electrical, everything. They do everything.
So come on down and give them a call, and yeah, I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Okay, we'll move into this segment now.
More segments than an orange show.
Yes. Okay. Present. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so welcome to Jags Dragons trivia for this week. So it's, as Big T mentioned earlier, there's not too much history between the Dragons and the Dolphins, them only being the newest team in the competition, but I will throw one out there anyway. So in the current Dolphins squad, how many Dragons, how many past Dragons and Dragons juniors are in this in the Dolphins top 30 squad? So it's not only the team for this week, but their entire squad, top 30. How many Dragons juniors or players that have previously played for the Dragons in their squad? So fire away in the comments, and there is a prize. For the first time, we do have a prize for Jag Dragons Trivia. And yeah, fire away the comments and see how you go, and we'll reveal the winner a little bit later. Reveal the answer. And we'll go on to answer some questions now. So if you have any questions for any of the panel, fire away in the comments if you have any questions for us. Anyway, we'll have a look at some and we'll go from there. I got one from Jason Sutton a bit earlier, but not more of a question, it's more of a statement that Sloan looked very well at home at fullback last week. His support play was second to none. His second phase play has improved, needs to keep improving. Flano gave his game a tick of approval. Do you think this could be a breakout year for Sloan if he keeps this form up? Hasme?
Oh, if he can play the entire season the way that he did last week, this very well could be his breakout year. I think Flano's instilled a lot of confidence in him, which I think was the issue last year. Was he just he'd make one mistake and he'd disappear for the rest of the game. He did make one or two errors last week, but that did not stop him from doing exactly what he'd been doing. And he's obviously put on a bit of bulk as well, which will certainly help with his ball carrying from kick returns and all that sort of thing. So if he can maintain this form, I reckon he could almost challenge for the top try scorer.
No, 100%.
Especially if he keeps running off Fatal and Mariner the way he did, he's going to score a lot of tries doing that. This could be the Dragons' version of bloody Cliff Lyons and Beaver Menzies.
Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, so a bit of discussion that I did come across last night. So it's about NRL salary floors and the third party. So reportedly, clubs have to spend 95% of their cap as a payment for the top 30 squad. That's got to be their minimum amount. Bigger clubs use their third party. The best clubs have their best players playing for less to compete in the premierships, and that's what they want to do. Every player in the NRL does want to aim for the premiership. That's why they play the game. While lower clubs like us, the Tigers and the Bulldogs, have to pay overs to drag like a marquee player at their club, and sometimes it's still not enough to get them. What's everyone's thoughts on this? Do you think the salary cap is fair at the present moment? Do you think it's fair that we have to pay overs to attract players, and someone like the Roosters doesn't have to pay as much, but they have some spare cash in their third party to bring a player to their club? What does everyone think of that?
Look, Jesse, the salary cap's not the problem. It's this third party rubbish that's the issue. I mean, they might pay, the Roosters might pay, $250,000 a year for, Joseph Suwali, and then he's got another bloody $700K in, bloody third party deals. I mean, we've got to get rid of this third party stuff. That's what's killing it.
Anyone else have anything to add on that?
Is it only killing it because those better clubs have got the third party deals and we can't get them? Like if we had them, are we saying that? I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you, Haz. All I'm saying is, we're not in a position and we don't have the backing at the moment to have those big third party deals that these other clubs have got. But if we were and we were a powerhouse like the Roosters and the Storm Broncos, that we probably wouldn't be complaining. I don't know.
But again, it's going to be if the NRL says we're having a fair competition. I mean, you look at it and say, "Oh, how come these struggling clubs can't attract talent, yet the top echelon of clubs always attract talent, and they're always competing for premierships?" I mean, how's it a fair competition if not every club has a third party deal, and any club that has a third party deal can go like that and they get the player they want? I mean, we're still struggling to get players. Flano, in the off season, earmarked who he wanted.
Yeah, but the Roosters.
Go on.
The Roosters have three of the best financial advisors in their team. They've got Mark Burris, they've got Nick Politis, and I can't remember the third guy's name. But you've got three of the biggest financial men in Australia. You're going to go there and get financial advice off them when they sign you.
Well, that's good. That's
So
good management.
you're going to make squillions and squillions of dollars. It is good management. Like, we've got to pay overs because our top level, our board, our management rooted the club. Tigers did the same. Desi Hasler and Raylene Castle did the same at the Bulldogs. They run us into the ground. Nobody wants to come here now because our office isn't in order.
Yeah. And then we had Luciano Leilua on our books 4 or 5 years ago, and we had to pay overs to get him back. Like, he goes to another club, they wouldn't be paying that much. There's that to look at too. But do you think 95% of our...
But now we've got Twiggy on board.
Well, we've got another millionaire in Bruce Gordon. He doesn't seem to want to spend any money on the club either. It's very quiet from him, and you hardly ever.
He doesn't want anything to do with the club. He wants it as a tax write-off.
His son's on the board there, and they've got the Win chairman as the chairman of the board as well for at least the next 12 months. But yeah, it's just, I see it as, how do you see as a fair competition if the lower echelon of clubs can struggle to attack talent? Yeah, let's have a look at some more comments.
Yeah, that's right.
So a man by the name of Donnie Bell. Anyone know him? So Bulldogs have attracted tons of talent and hasn't helped them. I mean, I don't know what's lacking there, but they just don't seem to click. I mean, even the players they have bought this year, it still has looked to improve them. I mean,
they're all
Stephen Crichton. He needs to get the ball more, I think, for them to improve. Matt Burton, he hasn't looked the same since he left the Panthers. They just haven't got the right players in the right. What they're struggling with is forwards, I think, because Pawasa Farmasili, an ex-Dragon who played.
They've signed.
Yeah, go on.
If he wasn't ready he's no good for first grade. He's no good for first grade. They've signed prima donnas. They haven't signed team players. Stephen Crichton's a prima donna. Adokar's a prima donna. Burton's a prima donna. They want to do it themselves. They don't want anyone's help. They don't want Matt Burton. They don't want anybody's help. They're prima donnas. They're not a team player.
Teams, yeah.
They're not team players.
They're being successful
Billy
teams.
Kick out. Prima donna.
Yep. And then you look at
you can have a team of superstars. You can have a team of superstars, but it's not going to be a superstar team.
Yep.
So, what do you want? You want individual players or you want team players? And they've gone out and bought individual players, plus a lot of fringe NRL players. Hutchison, fringe NRL player. Kurt Mann, fringe NRL player.
Drew Hutchison.
There's a few others they've signed. They're fringe players. They didn't even make the Newcastle side. They didn't make the other side. So they've signed a lot of players that want to do it themselves. As I said, Adokar, Crichton and Burton, they want to do it themselves.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's 100%. And then you look at teams like the Roosters. I mean, you look at their roster. You look at Tedesco, Angus Crichton. You look at Joey Manu, Joseph Suaalii, Spencer Leniu, Lindsay Collins, Victor Radley, Brandon Smith, Luke Keary, Sam Walker. I mean, any club would dream to have those players in their side, and some of those players can't even make their top 17. That's how good a roster they've got. Anyway, enough talk about the other teams. Might go into some. Well, might have a look at our Etsy store, so we can get all your Mad Dragons merch.
Oh shit!
So, and you're looking at any Mad Dragons merch, go to the Mad Dragons podcast via the Etsy website. So grab a shirt. You can grab. There's all different shirts available. Even Muzz's League of Legends. He's got his stubby cooler as well as a Mad Dragon stubby cooler. T-shirts with Tegan Berry, Ricky Walford, Blocker Lurry, Zach Lomax. Yeah, there's plenty more on offer too. If you ever want to get your Mad Dragons merch, head to the Etsy website and search Mad Dragons podcast. And if you're stuck on anything, let us know and we will arrange that for you. And yeah, just order it online and head to the website and get your merch. And it's available all hours of the day. Now hand over to
Nice
Muzza.
shirt, Muzza. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, you can see
It's Etsy, of course.
And you got one of your Muzza's League of Legends stubby coolers available on there, Muzza. And while we're on Muzza's League of Legends, you got a bit of some news to share?
Yeah, so I've got the stubby coolers and also the T-shirts on there as well for Muzza's League of Legends. Those of you that don't know, it's a little talk show that I do myself. So it's on Facebook too. Look it up, Muzza's League of Legends. So I did quite a few shows last year. Back into it again for 2024. So next Wednesday evening will be the first show for 2024, and I will be chatting with former Crush Parramatta Eels and New Zealand forward and crowd favourite Mark Tukey. So Big Tukes is going to join me for a bit of a chat. I've seen a couple of his podcasts in the past. He's a good for a yarn. It should be a good chat. So tune in, join that page, Muzza's League of Legends, and I'll be chatting with Mark Tukey next week. Got quite a few other ex-players lined up, including some news with the Dragons fans. I do have a current member of the Dragons team going to be joining me in a few weeks' time, but I won't let on too soon who that is, but I'll bring that up in the next couple of weeks. So that'll be in about 3 or 4 weeks. So a prominent Dragons current Dragons figure will be joining me in the next 2 or 3 weeks as well on Muzza's League of Legends. So on that note, thanks for the night. I'm going to sign off now and go the Dragons.
Thank you, Muzza, and enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you on Sunday. Okay, before you get off, any predictions for the game on Sunday? Just give us your tip for the Dragons game, and then you can sign off.
Sorry, was that me?
Just give us your tip for the Dragons game on Sunday against the Dolphins.
Oh, okay, yep, sorry. Yep, hadn't even thought of that. Oh, shit, all right. Lomax first try scorer, Ben Hunt any try scorer, Dragons by 16.
Dragons by 16, okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Muzza. We'll see how that holds
No
up.
worries. Yep, and we all know how my betting goes, so yeah, cool.
There you go.
And don't forget, as you said, gamble responsibly. If you're having a bet.
Gamble responsibly. All right, cheers, guys.
Okay, so we'll before we get into our predictions, we'll go through the rest of the round 2 games. So Big T Thursday night.
There you go.
Big T Thursday night. We've got the Broncos taking on the Rabbitohs up at Suncorp Stadium. Who do you like in this one?
Both last round losers, aren't they? So
Shit, I was going to do.
who's that talking? Someone talking? Hasman. I thought I could hear someone. I think the Broncos. They were both shite last week, so I'm going Broncos.
Yep, I think I'm going to go the same way. I think at home, first game of the season at Suncorp, I think they'll lift and they'll bounce back. I think the Rabbitohs will be starting down from 2, and they've lost Jai Arrow. I think he could be very well out of the season. That's a massive blow for them, already missing a few players. So I expect the Broncos to bounce back. They looked a little clunky in Vegas, but I think they'll bounce back in a big way this weekend. Friday, Hasman, down to the Shire, the Sharks, and the Bulldogs. What do you think of this game?
Look, based on what I saw last week, I just can't see the Bulldogs getting within a Bulldogs roar of them, basically. I mean, Cronulla were sort of so against the Warriors, but the Canterbury against Parramatta were just utterly shithouse. They should have got beaten by more, I thought. So, I can see the Sharks winning this one pretty comfortably. I think the Sharks have just got them covered all over the park.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the Bulldogs still got some players combinations to go. Well, the Sharks, they look very good in defence. They came back from behind against the Warriors, and at home, I think there should be a big crowd there Friday night. I think the Sharks get home. Okay, Big T, Friday night, 8 p.m. It's the three-time premiers Penrith taking on round one winners Parramatta. Your thoughts on this game? Penrith Parramatta, Big T, your thoughts on this game Friday night?
Oh, Jesus, Penrith played like crap. Penrith played like crap last week. They didn't score a point, so Parramatta were just too good for the Bulldogs. Like, again, Parramatta played well, but they played the Bulldogs. So I think it starts with a P. I don't know about this one. I'm going to go Parramatta in a slight one, in a short score. Might be 6-4 or 6-8, something like that.
Okay, so you reckon an arm wrestle, and actually in recent times Parramatta have had the wood over the Penrith Panthers in regular season games. So, and they're always fierce battles, the Battle of the West, and I'm sure this one won't be any different. Panthers do welcome back Mitch Kenny, which will bring them some direction from dummy half, so that's a big in. Scott Sorensen was welcomed back into the side as well, which will be a big boost for them. But yeah, if I had to tip, I'd probably go towards the Panthers, bouncing back at home. You on the same page, Hasman? You think the Panthers bounce back?
No, look, I think the way that Penrith played last week, they've obviously got some issues going with their combinations, and Parramatta are a very well drilled unit. They've got their combinations going from last season. That's the difference. There's about 3 or 4 Penrith players that were there last year that aren't this year, and I think it's going to take them probably 4 to 6 weeks to sort of get sort of where they need to be. So I'm picking Parramatta by somewhere between 8 and 12.
Okay. So Saturday, 3 p.m, we head down to the nation's capital. The Raiders, they were the surprise packers of round one. They take on the West Tigers, their first hit out of 2024. Hasman, give us your thoughts on this one.
I mean, we've got no form to go on with the Tigers, obviously. I think just having a look at the team list, and our old mate Bud Sullivan is playing, so that's, I think, if Benji can get him firing, something that Hook was completely incapable of doing just quietly, I think they're in with a chance. But the way that Canberra just sort of went through Newcastle and just took them apart the way that they did, I can't see the Tigers getting up unless something really drastic happens. Tigers have got a lot of new personnel. They're still working on their combinations. They didn't really impress me in the trial, to be honest. I think Canberra at home against that squad, I don't think it's going to happen.
Big T, you on the same page? You going for the Raiders?
Oh yeah, I think Canberra are good at the end of Canberra. I think their new lock. I can't think of what his name is. The Pommy guy,
Morgan
Smithy,
Smithies.
I think it is.
Morgan Smithies.
Smitty, yeah, he had a fucking great game the other day. He done everything. So I think I don't like Canberra because I don't like Ricky Stewart. I don't know why. He just gets on my goat. But yeah, I think Canberra. I think they're going to win by plenty. I think they're going to win by 30 points. I think.
Yeah, I'm more of the same. I think the way that Canberra showed up against Newcastle, and if they shot with that game plan against the Tigers, they could win by plenty more points if they can just steamroll forward and let Jamal Fergie just kick the Tigers to death like he did to Newcastle. Tigers won't come close.
Yeah.
So 5:30 Saturday up to Townsville, the Cowboys, the biggest winners in round one, up against probably the most disappointing team, the Newcastle Knights. Big T, how do you see this one shaping up?
It's got to be the Cowboys in Cowboy land. I think they'll just be the Knights. I don't know what happened to the Knights last week. I think they got I don't know. They fell asleep. They didn't come out in the second half. They done a Dragons. Dragons normally do. They come out in the second half. I think the Cowboys last week. They showed a lot of good form. They showed their 2022 form. So yeah, I think the Cowboys up in Cowboy land.
Has Manu on the same, or you think the Knights can bounce back and get the job done away from home?
If the Cowboys don't beat the Knights by any less than 20, they're not trying. Newcastle were absolutely bloody woeful, and the Cowboys were right up the other end of the scale last week, and I can't see any sort of reversal for either side either way. I just think Cowboys will be too strong up the middle.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'm up there. Be very warm conditions at this time of year.
I wasn't
Yes.
Didn't Laybutt play well last week?
Yeah, he had a couple of tries. I think he was probably their best player on the field, to be honest. And he's replacing Peter Hiku, and he looks like he's going to have that spot all year. That's his spot to lose, as Todd Payton said.
I thought he played well. He's been in their system for a while now, I think.
Well, his older brother, Kyle Laybutt, as well. Kyle Laybutt played for the Cowboys a few years back, so that's his younger brother.
What's the next game?
7:35 Saturday night. So you got the Melbourne Storm, who knocked off last year's premiers in a brutal contest against Hasman's boy Jackson Ford and the Warriors. So what do you reckon this will happen in this one, Big T? Storm and the Warriors down in Melbourne.
I think we've lost Large Anthony.
Okay, I'll throw that one to you, Hasman. What do you think is going to happen? You're gonna go with your boy Jacko?
Look, again, the way the Warriors were last week, even without Cameron Munster, I can't see them getting over Melbourne. Melbourne are too structured. Even though they only won by 8 points against a pretty lackluster Penrith side, it has to be said. But I can't see the Warriors unless Sean Johnson has an absolute blinder. Even with that, my thoughts of the Warriors beating the Storm in Melbourne, very, very slim chance.
Your thoughts, Big T?
Melbourne are just too well drilled.
Yeah.
Craig Bellamy coach side does not lose 2 games in a row against fairly well. Actually, they won last week, didn't they? Craig Bellamy side is not going to lose to the Warriors the way they played last week. I don't care how many players they've got out. That's just not going to happen. They've got two good systems down there. I think this could be if Melbourne are on their game, this could be ugly.
Big T, you're leaning more of the same way? You think the Storm, or can the Warriors turn it round?
Yeah, I thought you said the last game that I thought the Warriors were the most disappointing team last week. They got out to a 12-0 lead and then lost. Warriors don't have a bad record down there. I think they've won 3 out of the last 5 or something. So, but I think the Storm will do them. Storm are just too good.
Yeah, the way the Storm played last week, I tend to agree. I think Warriors, I'm not writing them off by the ends of all means at all. I mean, they've still got a good side there, and if they get it together, they're still a top 4 team in my eyes. If they get it together, but I don't think Melbourne lose this one down at home.
Not at home, no.
Yeah. And they just look so good, and they really bashed Penrith out of that contest. It was a brutal game. Sunday, Arvo, 4 p.m. game. We got Manly and the Roosters. Big T.
The 2 winners from Vegas, Manly and the Roosters. That worked out pretty well. The 2 winners and 2 losers play each other. Didn't realise that until just now.
It's Manly and the Roosters, so they're both losers.
Two losers played 2 losers. I really like Manly, how they looked the other day. Their back line looks impressive. But again, like you were saying before with the Roosters, they've got so many players. Victor the Inflictor, you've got Tedesco at the back, Manu, Suwahalihi. They're just packed with superstars. And
JWH returns this week.
I wonder if they've won a comp the last 4 years. But
although it does have to be said, Manly
so
are going to be without Jason Saab for about 6 to 8 weeks. We've got Tommy Talau on the wing this week, so that's a massive out for Manly.
Yeah, no, that is a big out.
They'll find somebody else.
Too.
And
Tommy Talau's been.
I think Manly too good. I think at 4 Points Park.
JWH comes into Spencer Lenu. So what a replacement!
That's
I like Manly at 4 points.
What do you reckon, Hasman? What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm leaning towards the Roosters. A, because Manly have got no Saab, and B, because Uria Hargraves is back. Uria Hargraves is a massive in for the Roosters. He's the most experienced forward. In fact, I think he, barring incident or accident, he gets the. He could be the top player for the Roosters in terms of number of games. So, although he'll probably end up getting suspended for half the season because he can't keep his head together. But no, I think the Roosters will get up by, I'll say 6 to 10.
Yep. And then I'm with you, Hasman. I think the Roosters, the way they played in Vegas, they look like a team. They look like a serious football team this year. I mean, you look at the players; they can't even make their 17. They'd be in a top team. If they were at our club, they'd be in the top team for sure. So yeah, you look at that and you say, wow, and then you compare that to the Manly side. Yeah, I just while there are some players that could match up to them, there's other players there that couldn't come close, and I think the Roosters will just be a bit too strong for Manly. But enough of that talk. We'll move on to the biggest game of the weekend. Our game against the Dolphins.
I thought it was the Gold Coast against the Bligh.
The Buys are good 10. They haven't lost the game all year.
They've never seen to lose, do they?
No, they're
They've
bloody
always got
good.
the
They
rep.
haven't won one either.
So yeah, we'll throw to your prediction, Big T. So what do you think's going to happen on Sunday night? Do you think we can get the chocolates and make it 2 from 2 to start the year?
Yeah, I think we'll get 2 from 2. I've got the Dragons by 14. I think they'll 28-14 or 30-16 or something. It'll be like that. 14-point game. First try will be Big Bad Moses Sully. You get over the line first. And I'm going to go Little. Little seems to be a try scorer, like I set up a try anyway. So he set up a good try last week. I think he'll score any time. Dive over from dummy half. Yeah, so Dragons by 14.
Hasman, what do you think's going to happen? I think the game will get called off due to weather. Sorry, had to do it. No, look, as I look at the Dolphins side, there's not really much that really sort of scares me at all. I mean, you have a look at the halves. I mean, Nicarima. I mean, he's well past it, and Katoa's so inexperienced. It's not funny. So I reckon we got him covered there. I mean, look at UNA can in the second row, for God's sake. I mean, please look, Eddie's going to have a field day with that. If we can maintain the same intensity as what we did last week and just bash the Dolphins up the middle the way that we did to the Titans last week, this could be 14-20, easy. If we lose this, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed.
And
that's how confident I am.
Any pick of a try scorer or any time try scorer, first try scorer?
I was going to pick Ravalawa. He doesn't seem to didn't get the ball much in that sort of position last week. I think Lomax. I reckon Lomax will get a double. They're still persisting with the kicks to him, which I think will work a lot better if he's on the wing. I think Tyrell Sloan will get the first one. And Dragons, as I said, by 14-20.
Yep. Thank you, Hasman. I'll go on to my predictions now. I think the Dragons will get the chocolates again in this one. I think the way they played will worry the Dolphins side. It's an aging forward pack as well. And the physical game we played, I think could really unsettle the Dolphins. I think our resilience in the defense, our fitness was very high. Our resilience was very good. We haven't seen a defensive war like that probably since when Wayne was our coach, to be honest. That's good to see, and Flano's really done well to get them into shape and have longer minutes. And I think the Dolphins will throw a lot at us, but I think the Dragons, we can get the points. I think the Dragons by 20 points. I'm going to put it out there. I think the Dragons can get it done.
Whoa!
20 points. I'm going to go. Yeah. I'm going to go Tyrell Sloan to get a try at some stage again. He's leading try scorer in the NRL right now, so I think he'll extend that to at least 4. And I'm going to go Jaden Sewer to score at any stage, to score against his old coach. And a smoky, I think Raymond Fatala-Mariner will have a big game again off the bench. And I'm looking forward to seeing Luciano Leilua back in the Red V.
A hopefully slimmed down version.
Yes, he looks a lot fitter, but remains to see where he goes. And then I'd love to see Hame Sele return as well if he's good and ready to go. But obviously,
he is on the extended bench, so there's a possibility he may come in. He might be sort of in the squad to cover any sort of injuries or mishaps. I'd love to see him in the side. He's hopefully he can do for us what he has been doing to us over the last few years with South, which is running right over the bloody top of us. Honestly, I think Fatala Marino's a bit wasted on the bench. I'd have him in the bloody starting side. He was an absolute gun last week.
Yeah. And then we've got him and Leilua coming off the bench.
And I know Tyrell Sloan thinks the same way because he bloody scored from him.
Yeah, well, here's another thing for you. Like, you look at that bench though. You got Milo, Fatala Mariner, and Leilua. I mean, how are they going to be brought into the game?
It's a pretty tidy bench. When was the last time we had a bench that didn't make you think, oh, we're a little bit weak there? Well, that's got to be the strongest bench that we've had in years.
And you got Connor Mullison as well. Whether he gets 12 minutes again or not.
Sorry, Jesse.
We got Connor Mullison there in the 14 jersey as well. I don't know if he plays there or not.
I can't see him getting much time. To be honest, Donnie actually put a stat in the chat if I can find it.
I did see that too.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah. I think we're more effective when Little's been on the field, and Mullison only he had limited minutes when he did make his debut last year, and it started that way this year as well. And I don't know if Flano has the idea of bringing 4 forwards onto the bench and maybe putting Mullison back to New South Wales Cup to give him some minutes up there and help the New South Wales Cup side who had a pretty heavy defeat in their first game. And Matt Feeney captained the New South Wales Cup side at fullback, has man.
Maybe he's found his niche, Feeney. I mean, barring an absolute catastrophe, I can't see him playing first grade this year. But if he can cement himself as a decent sort of fullback in New South Wales Cup, you never know. Flano might have a look in at some stage. But I did manage to find what Donnie said before. In 148 minutes in 2024, with Jacob Little at dummy half, we've won 58-16. In 92 minutes in 2024, with Colin Mollison at dummy half, we've lost 34-10.
There you go. Yeah. Anyway, and thanks to Lisa Marie Cooper. So she's mentioned that the Dragons and Steelers game, so they'll be going head-to-head this weekend in the junior reps. So they'll be all streamed live on the New South Wales Rugby League TV. So watch some future Dragons in action on Saturday. Going head-to-head. If you can't make it down to Cogra on Saturday, you can be live on the New South Wales Rugby League TV. So in all grades, it's the Illawarra Steelers taking on the St. George Dragons. So future men and women Dragon players will be on show in those games. So not doing anything on Saturday, head down to Cogra. Should be a great cracking day of footy for our two sides of the merger that make up the junior rep sides. On that note, I'll just give one last shout out to Complete Warehouse Solutions. Ever need anything for them, go give them a shout and go see them at 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra, for all your warehousing relocation needs and property refurbishment. So we'll leave it there. Come on, Dragons fans, fire up!
Yeah.
Coco is a pound top, she wears it on her sleeve. As much tells tales of dragons, wins, and tuna victory. Tony and the MV crew will do their very best. If not public and our digress with a red bee on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of the people with feet. And so I peddlers read the tales of our friendship is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast, funded by our team.
And before we do sign off, I just want to apologise for all the we did have some technical difficulties tonight. So thank you to all our followers for staying with us and being patient. And yeah, you guys really mean a lot. And thanks for all your support. And we'll see you again on Sunday. Go the Dragons.